All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Soft Elbows. I'm one of your hosts, Steve Yonda. The other one is to my, I'll never get this right.
We'll never get it. It's
It's
okay.
to the side of me, Abby Richards.
You
Abby, how
know,
you doing?
great. You know what, Steve? I do want to point out there was
Yes.
one episode where, excuse me, hey, get down. Sorry guys, my cat. Where I gave Steve some shit because I'm like, I'm literally right here. And then we did a fake slap, and I realized that we are mirrored. And so Steve does have some merit when he's like, to my, I don't know which side this is, because I apparently have no idea what side it is either. Because it looks like one thing when we're recording this, and then it looks like something completely different when I actually go back and rewatch the thing. So, um,
It's always good when we can establish right off the bat that both of us are almost too dumb to exist in the world. Uh, on today's episode, we are going to recap day 2 of WSOs. We're going to talk about some of the feedback that you guys gave us for WSOs. Thank you all for those of you that participated in that feedback. Thank you for doing that. And we're going to talk about some of the upcoming events in the area, and maybe Abby will give us her take on Taylor Swift's new album. Um, Definitely stay tuned for the second half of this episode, which is an interview I did with Aaron Adams, who runs LSUS Weightlifting down in Shreveport, Louisiana. Aaron's a good dude. He's got a lot of fun takes, and he's super sharp for anyone who isn't familiar with him. He's had a long history of both competing in the sport and coaching in the sport, and is doing a great job down there with the kids at LSUS. Abby, you wanted to kick off by highlighting a couple of folks that did really well on day 2 of WSOs. Who do you want to chat about?
Yeah, the first person, she's an alum of the show, Vic Freeze. She went into this meet. It was funny because she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm out of shape. We'll see, blah blah blah." And then she was like, "Oh, and I'm maxing out my push jerk, so we'll see." And she went and won best overall female lifter. So congrats, Vic, on that. Shape. She snatched 89 kilos, which was awesome. It's the most I've seen her snatch in a while, in comp, especially. And then she did a 108 clean and push jerk, and then had a really nice 111 clean and just barely missed the 111 push jerk. But Steve, what did you know? Yesterday at training at Open Gym at CHFP, Vic did basically the same thing, and she went and hit 111 for her clean and push jerk.
I did
And it was
notice that.
and it was friggin' awesome. I was just like, you just PR'd this at 108 like 2 weeks ago, and she made the 111 she missed. So that was awesome. And then the other person I wanted to make sure I highlighted too, Keisha White. She's out of RVA down in Richmond, Virginia. Girl is stupid strong, and she did really well at WSO last year, and that was the first time like I had ever seen her compete. And I was like, damn, like she's gonna be good. She had not the meet that she wanted at nationals, but she really put her head down and has been working really hard, fixing a lot of technique. Her snatch looks like she's a new lifter. It was really 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 cool to see like the work that she's been putting in. It's definitely translating, and I thought she had a really good day. And that entire session was pretty awesome. That might have been my favorite session of the weekend to watch. Was the women's 77s through the 86 pluses.
Yeah, I mean, usually kind of the momentum at any meet. This is true for national events, for local events. Like the momentum kind of dies for the last session because everyone's just like, all right, let's wrap this up. We got to get out of here. We got to start cleaning up. But like that last session was
No, that was
fucking
electric.
awesome. Like everybody was going
It
off.
was
It was such a good environment. And like the spectators stuck around. Everybody was
Mhm.
hyped. It was really cool.
Yeah, and I thought we had a lot of people that stuck around afterwards to help us clean up, like way more than last year, which thank you to everyone who did that. That made everything really, really, really smooth for us. And we always appreciate people who want to give back, and after enjoying a long weekend. Like we're all tired, we want to get out of there. So, that meant a lot. So thank you all for sticking around to help us out.
More people stuck around to help us out, and then they let us know that they did not appreciate their voluntary
Yeah,
acts.
yeah, yeah.
I'm going to talk about some of the feedback we got from folks from WSOs.
Yeah, I'd love to. That's a really good segue, actually. Thank you, Steve. Um, we had a really good time going through the feedback you folks sent in. A lot of you had stuff to say. Thank you so much to everyone who provided us feedback. This is the way that we, really can put our heads together as a committee and think of ways to make next year even more successful. So thank you to everyone who took the time to fill that out, for both your positive feedback, your negative feedback, your opportunities for improvement, everything. We appreciate it. There were some silly responses, that being said. Somebody definitely made sure to point out that they did not like helping out.
Guys, we weren't like holding anybody hostage. You could have just
Yeah,
left.
you could have just left. Thank you. Thank you for staying, but you could have left if it was really that upsetting. The other one that I liked that was in things that I didn't like, it was a one-word answer. They just said chairs. I don't know any further context if that means there wasn't enough chairs, if there were too many chairs, if the chairs sucked, just chairs. So I can't really do anything with that, but it did make me laugh. Chairs.
As an upgrade for next year's WSOs, Brian has promised exclusively we're just going to have recliners. Like every chair,
like a movie theater.
Just going to be recliners in the back, in the front, the reps, the loaders. Everybody's getting a recliner. Brian
That's funny. There's somebody in weightlifting who in their garage gym, I think they're in our WSO, but I don't remember who it is. So if this is you, please speak up and let me know. Because they have a couch, like literally a couch that sits behind their platform. So they do just go sit on the couch in between sets. And it makes me laugh so hard every time I see their videos on my Instagram.
Any other noteworthy feedback you want to talk about?
There was a lot of really nice feedback, telling us that we did a good job, which thank you again. We appreciate that so much. There were a couple ideas that I thought were really interesting, Steve. One of which, I mean, we kind of talked about this as a committee already, but somebody suggested having next year's WSOs at like a college or like a school gym, a campus. And I thought that was a really interesting concept. What do you think?
I don't hate it. We just we learned through the initial college. So just so you all know, we are hard at work trying to figure out where we want to have next year's WSOs.
We are.
Everything's on the table. If you guys have ideas, places you think would be cool venues, please let one of us know, and we will look into it. We did look into one local college venue, and when I tell you that they priced us out in a hurry, I almost hung up the phone on them. Like, I cannot believe that they charge that much per day to use the venue that we were trying to use. So,
they were like, we don't want Steve here at all, so let's really jack up that rate.
They made that point emphatically. We're totally open to having WSOs at a college or some other type of venue. But just so you all know, despite all of the things that I tell you that Brian is going to pay for out of his own pocket, we don't have unlimited funds, and he isn't actually going to do that. I mean, I think having it at a college, I don't know. I mean, I love that USAW has. I love the setup at Colorado Springs where they do it essentially in like an ice rink. It's not. It's not on ice, but like they take the ice out, they put the platforms in. I think that's cool, and if we can find somewhere local that is willing to provide us with a reasonable cost estimate, I think that'd be great. And we're open to ideas from all parts of the area, all parts of our WSO region. So if you guys in Richmond or Suffolk or Charlottesville or Delaware, if you guys find a cool venue, we'll look into it. So yeah, just let us know.
Yeah. You say Delaware. I do know that we have a Delaware listener, Miss Eileen. Eileen Brown.
I know. I helped her at the meet. What do you mean you know?
What do you mean? She commented on our last podcast. I didn't know that she was an avid listener like that, and I appreciated that. I was like, hey, that's our girl. Because you did help her out. That was really nice of you. Thank you, Steve.
No, when I say help, I mean like in the loosest terms. Like, she just needed someone who could count, and fortunately, I can count. But
she kicked ass too. Girl qualified. She qualified for finals.
She did. Yeah, absolutely. Eileen Brown did a great job. She qualified for American Open Finals, we're not using the corporate brand name.
No.
We're just not doing it. So she'll be out there in December in Daytona Beach, which is awesome. And yes, we do have at least one Delaware representative. And if she can find us a cool place to go in Delaware, I'm in.
Cool and Delaware don't exactly go in the same sentence, but we'll see.
What other feedback? The annual, well, I guess it's not annual until it happens for a third year technically, but for the second consecutive year, someone has, as a negative piece of feedback, just commented, Steve. And you know what? You're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm not changing.
That was really funny. And what's even funnier, I think, was that we saw that come through and immediately we pinpointed exactly who it was that said it. Both years, we knew exactly who was unhappy with Steve.
If that person, we won't throw him under the bus here, Chris, would like to be more conspicuous next year, perhaps he could get more people in on it. Because if we have multiple people saying that the problem is me, A, I'm still not changing. And B, at least then you'll have some cover.
At least you're a little bit more anonymous.
Yeah.
I think part of him wanted to be caught, though. I think that was like part of it. Is he like wanted us to know that it was him.
Yeah. Do we have anybody with like legitimate critiques that we thought were particularly like poignant?
Yeah, one thing that I think is a really good takeaway for us as a committee. We got a lot of feedback on just rules and.
Don't edit that out. Everybody. That was great. That's Luna, by the way.
Yeah, it's my street cat. Anyway, so one piece of feedback that I thought the committee, like, we really are, I think, putting a lot of energy into making smoother next year is we're looking to kind of gather the volunteers ahead of time, get them on a call, make sure everyone understands, like, rules, make sure everyone feels empowered to enforce said rules. And that was, in a large part because of feedback that you guys had given. And we're excited to help our volunteers out and give them just more means of training, because I know there were a lot of first-time volunteers at this meet, and I remember my first time volunteering and just being scared as heck to red light somebody, and not feeling empowered to do so. And so our goal is we want to make you guys feel more comfortable in these roles.
We want to make you guys feel totally comfortable crushing the dreams of your fellow lifters.
Yeah. Well, not even crushing dreams, but like,
literally give those red lights, folks. That's what we're here to enable.
I mean, it's not just that too. We had another new announcer at WSO who shouted me for a session or two, and then I thought he did a good job on the mic. But again, it would just be nice to have that ahead of time, right? To get that training out of the way and have you guys feel really good day of going into these roles that you've signed up to do.
Absolutely. Anything else before we move on?
Yeah, one thing that I thought was really funny, and this person, you have been doxxed. I know who it was. I know you're within my gym. Somebody really said Abby announcing was their least favorite part of the weekend. And this person, knowing her, I think she meant to put that as like her favorite part. But she put it in the least favorite. And so just that made me laugh really hard when I saw that come through. I was like, damn, someone's really hating on me. But she's just one of my teammates. It's fine.
It's always one of my favorite stages of delusion is when you convince yourself that someone's trying to be nice when in fact they're just telling you the truth you don't want to hear,
Do I have this phase of delusion often, Steve?
Listen, this is an upbeat, this is a positive show. We're trying to help everybody get through.
Except for me.
Well, yeah, sure. All right. What do we have coming up? Oh, I'll tell you what we've got coming up. And for many of you, hopefully your club directors signed up and will be part of this meeting. But the week after WSOs, we sent out a notice to all the club directors, whether you guys are clubs that currently host meets or aspire to host meets or are considering hosting meets, whatever. We're trying to get everybody. We will be getting everybody together at the end of October on a call to try to more equitably manage the schedule. There's only so many weekends in a calendar year. We really don't like it when there are multiple local events at the same weekend because that means less people are participating in each of those events. We want to spread the wealth. This is a great community. We got plenty of people who want to compete, who want to coach, who want to help out, volunteer, spectate, and we want each of the clubs to get the same kind of atmosphere or as close to that as we can. So one way we're trying to help clubs manage that is we've got a meeting set up. We're going to try to, as best we can, and we know it's not going to be perfect. We're not going to make everybody happy. We get it, but we're trying to make it so that the calendar is a little bit more spread out and even as it, when it comes to space in between meets, so that we can all have a good time and get what we need from a club standpoint.
Yeah. Help us help you. And I want to echo like some of the points that Steve said. Steve's been taking head on this. He sent out a couple emails to club owners. Nobody is telling you what to do or not to do. We're just hoping that an open discussion can help everybody maximize, and have the best meets that they possibly can. So no one's telling you what to do. No one's telling you what to set prices at or anything like that. We just want to have an open discussion. No, ma'am.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about the price thing. Yeah, we're definitely not talking about that. You guys do whatever you wish. But really, the idea is not for us to be like the mothership and like dictating when people can host meetings.
Not at all.
That's not the point. The point is hopefully we introduce everybody, and everybody does the best they can to help each other out. And when it's not avoidable, then we make it work anyway. Like it'll be fine.
Isn't it just nice to make new friends? That too,
That is a thing that some people believe in. Yes, I've heard that is a thing.
Cool.
So that meeting, like I said, is going to be at the end of October. Whenever the next episode is after that, we'll give you guys a recap of how that went, and hopefully be able to announce even more upcoming events. I know we got some stuff coming up in January, but that's way too far away to talk about now. Mm-hmm. What is coming up? We have several events that are coming up. We have Fall Brawl, which is the 17th.
18th. It is the weekend of the 18th, so it's not next weekend, but the following weekend.
October 18th. Abby, you gonna be down at Fall Brawl?
Yes, I'm very excited for Fall Brawl.
You gonna be announcing at Fall Brawl?
Probably.
I feel like a lot of people are coming for your crown. You gotta like, are you practicing? Like, you have like a coach, somebody who's like helping you get to the next level?
I'm pretty secure in my abilities.
There's that delusion again, man.
Oh, does she love when I'm delusional?
I will also be at Fall Brawl, so we will recap that event, which is always well run by the folks at East Coast Gold. I'm sure that a lot of people will perform really well there, and we'll have some folks and some things to talk about. Other events coming up, we have 2 events on November 1st. One, which is technically outside of our WSO, but is a meet that some of our WSO members are competing in, you being one of them, Abby. There's a meet on November 1st in West Virginia, the name of which escapes me, but you can share that in a moment. And this is your comeback meet.
Yep. So it's the Blue Ridge Mountain Classic. The folks over at Risk Weightlifting are hosting this. This is their second year hosting this meet. And that like Steve said, they're not part of our WSO, but they are very close, and they do come to a lot of our local events. Al's got a great group of kids and adults that compete locally. They support everybody. And I always enjoy giving back to them when I can, just because they're just really, really lovely people. And they are really great for the weightlifting community as a whole. So I'm really excited for this to be my moment. It feels like I've been waiting all year, and I've had so much FOMO, and I'm just like, okay, now it's my turn, and I'm really, really excited to have my turn.
Abby, if you're looking for me in the audience, I'll be the one with the giant Abby fat head. And maybe I'll make a Luna fat head, and we can.
I mean, she's clingy enough. Honestly, if we brought her to a weightlifting meet, she would probably be happy about it. But she wouldn't be happy that she couldn't see me until I was on the platform. She really likes to be able to just see me at all times. But no, it's funny you say that too, because when I compete, I don't really see anybody in the crowd. Like I just I black out a little bit.
You'll see me if I have a fat head of Luna. I promise you'll see me.
Great.
Also on that weekend, November 1st, Mach 10 is hosting a weightlifting meet, and registration, I believe, is still open for that. So if anybody is looking for a meet and they can't make it down to Virginia Beach to do Fall Brawl, don't worry. We got another option for you. November 1st, you get a couple more weeks to prepare. You can sign up and do Mach 10's meet out there. They are in, Bethesda, I believe?
I think they're Gaithersburg.
Gaithersburg, sorry. Once you get into Maryland, it's all like the same.
Roughly. Oh, well, that's not true. That I could talk for a real long time about how Maryland is very different regionally. Sure. But anyway, it is like DMV proper, so I get it. And the other thing about like that weekend too, that is the last chance you can qualify for AO finals. So if you need a meet, you're trying to get a total, you're on the precipice, either of those meets would be great. Gaithersburg, West Virginia, Virginia Beach, you got options.
And for the folks who are like, listen, I just want to lift and have a good time, or I want to lift and get more experience, I want to lift and just have fun, and get a sense of what this whole sport is about from a competition standpoint. Particularly for folks that aren't really interested or ready for trying to qualify for AO finals, the Just Strong Open will be held November 16th at Petworth Fitness in DC. This is an an event, a weightlifting event that is exclusively for female lifters. So if you are nervous about, whatever, this is a really good event for newer lifters. To just kind of get their feet wet. It's an incredibly supportive environment. They will have, I believe, at least 2 sessions, if not 3. The first session is for like the new lifters, and it's not a sanctioned session. So like they're not going to be super strict on the rules. So you don't need to worry about, I don't know all the rules yet. Not a big deal. But then if you are a little bit more of an experienced lifter, the second, and if they have a third session, those 2 sessions will be sanctioned events where they'll have, the judges and all the other stuff, doing everything properly. So you get, depending on where your experience level is, you can get a taste of that as well. So it's a good event. And I encourage people to, as always, lift or spectate or volunteer. Everybody needs volunteers. So check that out. If you are in DC on November 16th, it'll be a good time.
Yeah, it's like the weekend or 2 before Thanksgiving. I'm excited to go and help out. I think it's really good for the community. It's great for the sport. And DC weightlifting always does put on a good event over at their location in Petworth. So I'm excited for that one.
For anyone who's maybe Petworth Fitness isn't like popping into your brain as like a place you've been before. Anyone who's been to Cap City in the last 2 years, you've been to Petworth Fitness.
Yes, I meant to say that too.
Yeah, no, I mean, but like sometimes people don't like hold on to the actual like physical name
of
the gym. So
the name of the gym just becomes the name of the meet.
Not Cap City. It doesn't. Cap City's that is an iconic meet for this area. Please don't ever. This is like when they.
Steve is very precious about Cap City. Steve loves Cap City.
Love Cap City. Don't ever change. Unless it means like dethroning Mike Choi. Big supporter of dethroning Mike Choi. His reign of terror has to end at some point. And I'll lead the insurgency. I'm fine with that. I'll be the hero that you guys need.
Soft elbows. We support anarchy.
I thought we made that clear months ago.
Yeah.
All right. Any other things you want to discuss before we get to your breakdown of Taylor Swift's new album?
Oh, goodness gracious. I was hoping you would ask me about her new album. I'm good from a weightlifting standpoint. I'm here to support or representing. I liked the new album a lot, and I liked it on the first listen. So I know there's some haters out there, but I'm not the one that you want to come to with negativity about this album. I really like this one, and I would like to be allowed to enjoy this before I have to start defending it.
Okay. Then I won't ask you what the critiques are, because just like I haven't listened to this album, I certainly haven't listened to any of the feedback about this album.
The thing
it's a surprise to me that people don't like it.
It's no critique that she hasn't heard before. It's the same critique that people had when Tortured Poet came out. It's the same critique people had when Midnight's came out. It's the same critique 7 years ago when Reputation came out. Like it's all the old shit. People want to hate her so bad, and that's your prerogative. But I'm not here for it.
Just hypothetically, let's say that someone isn't aware of any of the iterations of the critiques. So
Yeah.
just hearing it's the same critique isn't helpful for them.
Oh,
just
all right, sorry. Okay, the critiques are like, she's a bad singer. Her songwriting is cringe. Like this music sounds the same. Who could listen to this? Like, shut up. Kindly shut up. And let me enjoy things.
What is your favorite track on this album?
I have a couple. Father Figure grew on me. Canceled really grew on me. I really like Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor is definitely written for people like me who like Reputation. Like it sounds like it belongs on that album. I know that's going to mean like absolutely nothing to you and probably to a lot of our lifters, but that's all I have to say about it.
All right, well that does it for Abby's recap of Taylor Swift's mediocre new album,
latest masterpiece.
Latest
you know what?
masterpiece.
But I will say, here's the thing.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
I will say it is not my favorite album. Once again, Reputation will be my favorite album, followed very closely by Tortured Poet till probably forever. But that being said, really good album. I really enjoyed it.
Great. And now for the second half of our podcast, where I failed you, Abby. I asked Aaron Adams a lot of things. I did not ask him for his thoughts on Taylor Swift or her new album, in fairness to me and Aaron. The album hadn't been released
I was
yet.
about to say, I'm pretty sure you guys recorded it before the album came out.
Yeah, we did. That was another mistake on my part. We'll do a follow-up interview with him in December in Daytona Beach. When we
I would love that.
Finals. And I will make sure we get his thoughts on this latest mediocre masterpiece or whatever we're calling it.
Sure. Sounds wonderful to me.
Anyway, please stay tuned. We're talking to Aaron Adams from LSUS, and enjoy that now. All right, everybody, our guest today is the one and only Aaron Adams. He is the director of the Human Performance Lab at Louisiana State Shreveport. He also coaches the weightlifting team at LSUS, the renowned LSUS program. And the most important fact about him, he is now the coach of our hometown hero, Winter Montgomery. Aaron, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. The weather's, you said it's finally below 100 degrees down there. So this is what, winter for you guys?
No, this is going to be our fall soon, to where we have like the 80 to 90 degree days, and it's absolutely gorgeous out. And we get this till about January, and then it gets like slightly cold.
Sure.
And then we just jump right back into full summer after that. So I'm going to take my time outside today as much as I can.
When you say slightly cold, I imagine you mean like 77, 78 degrees?
No, it snowed here a few years ago. Like actual snow. The problem is that ice is a real issue. We don't have salt trucks like we do up north. Because for anyone watching or listening that doesn't know, I'm originally from New Jersey, so I'm very familiar with the Mid-Atlantic / Northeast weather. But they don't have salt trucks down here. No one knows how to drive in like icy conditions. So the whole city shuts down for like 4 days until it melts, which is hilarious being from New Jersey. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so it does get slightly cold for like 2 weeks, and then it's right back to it.
All right. Well, we got a bunch of stuff I want to talk to you about, but you touched on kind of the first thing. You are originally from New Jersey, from the Northeast. You were a pretty good weightlifter yourself. You know how to sling a barbell. What was it? What, 3 junior world teams, I believe, and
something like that. A world
team, something. Yeah. You lose track after the second one, right? Yeah, no. But so my first question, obviously you're leading the program down there at LSUS now, but how did you end up from going from there to where you are now?
Well, I graduated from LSUS, so I think that was a big help. I
Okay.
originally came to school down here. So I came down here in 2006 to 2011. And then from there, I went back up. I lived in Maryland for a while. I used to work with a lot of the coaches out there as well. So probably some of them still are around and are listening. Like, hi guys. Um, but then eventually, the program was going to a different direction. Dr. Kyle Pierce, there was a position open in the Human Performance Lab. He said, "Hey, you should apply." I applied, and then over time, he allowed me to take over the collegiate program, and I got to do what Kyle did for me all those years ago. And now I know why he's so gray and tired, and I got exactly what I asked for.
I mean, I've never met Kyle Pierce, but I've heard of him. Many people across weightlifting have heard of him.
Yeah.
They've heard of the LSUS program and all the very talented weightlifters that it has produced. As a former lifter of his, or whether, I guess maybe this would have been true either way, but like, was it intimidating to kind of take the baton from him and lead this programming, or what kind of, how did you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I wanted to do, like, as anything, if someone gives you a piece of pottery, you're going to put your own spin on it.
Sure.
I think that the difference is like, Louisiana is where we're at in Louisiana is very much red clay. Like, that's what our like soil is. And Kyle handed me a piece of red clay that he had worked on. And now I get to work on it. And sometimes that doesn't always look like the old model or the old bowl that we were shaping. But yeah, it's like, I mean, it's like my dad. I just want to make him proud. Like, that's all. I just want you to be proud, man. Like, that's all. So it's cool though.
How is I imagine in many ways the program is different now from when you were lifting there as an athlete. I mean, whether that's through you trying to like shape it in your own unique direction, or just kind of the reality of the changing landscape of college athletics in general. Like, what are the kind of the main ways it's different now?
We have more resources now than we did back then, which is kind of surprising. Because back then we had, there was one year, I think we won 7 of the 8 weight classes at universities. We had, I mean, damn near half the team was on a world team one year, or at least that people that trained here. But we didn't really get financial support from the university in the same way that we get it now. So that's a lot different. And then resources just in general. I mean, we have like our own recovery room, like as an example. Like, yeah. I mean, most other scholarships programs have access to like the athletic training room, which has stuff in there for that. It's like we have our own thing. Like, we have a hot tub, a cold tub. Yeah. Like we have our own stuff now, which is cool, and that's part of the different thing. And also that the athletes are different. The sport was different back then, in its heyday, like I like to say. The sport was just different. The people were different. The coaches were different. This is just about pre-CrossFit. So now we see this CrossFit wave go, and it seems like it's, on that little downslope a little bit right now. But weightlifting still is standing strong, and it's still an important sport overall. So it's crazy that the university is really starting to like buy in with everything that we can do. And just the interplay between the other sports as well. Like, that's something that's way different than it was back then.
When you're out there, I mean, I assume you're out there recruiting just like every other college coach.
Yep.
But recruiting for weightlifting, I imagine, is relatively unique. Are you? I imagine there's a mixture of you recruit some kids who are currently exposed to it, but I also imagine you're trying to recruit kids that have probably never picked up a barbell before. I mean, how does that work?
Usually they picked up at least a barbell.
All right. Well, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'll say that the quality is a lot different than it was back in the day, because you had to seek out weightlifting, whereas now like weightlifting's in like Florida high schools and Texas high schools and Minnesota and North Dakota. Like, there are other states that are popping up that actually have weightlifting. So it's less of like back when I was lifting, it was just like, all right, are you on a youth world team or school age back then? Or like, are you on a junior world team, junior Pan Ams? Like, are you on any of those teams? All right, we'll take you. Was kind of like the mentality. But also there was just like Joe Schmoes from Shreveport, Louisiana that were just like in the gym that ended up being really good. One of those like random just local kids happened to be Kendrick Ferris. Like, so
He
I
turned
mean,
out
like,
okay. He was all right.
yeah, I mean, he was pretty decent. But like, so we had this like wide range of kids. Now it's just there's a lot more. It like actually goes to that bell curve now. So it's like there's a lot more people that are kind of in the middle, and then there's our outliers on either end. Um, I think the differences for recruiting wise is that say this a lot. I don't recruit numbers. I recruit people. People make the team, and that's the big thing. And you try to give kids like opportunities that might not have had it. You try to give some kids where it's like, oh, this is going to be a really good team player. They're not necessarily the best weightlifter, but they're strong, or they're not even strong. They're just a really good human being that happens to lift weights. I want a lot of those people. I want as many of those people as I can.
When you went down to take over at LSUS, had you had previous coaching experience? I know you had lifting experience. Did you have previous coaching experience, presumably coaching adults?
Oh yeah, we did. I mean, I worked at CrossFit BWI when it was CrossFit BWI before it changed to 12 Labors. That was my
Okay.
first weightlifting coaching job, and that was
Okay.
in 2011.
Okay.
So I was there. I was at Crofton CrossFit. I had gone down and done clinics and stuff at District. I had gone down to Black and Red a whole bunch. Moved up to Baltimore, and I was with Athletic Asylum for a while up there. Um, what was the other gym? I mean, I was like around that, like literally around that area. And I had different programs everywhere, and people would like follow me around to like 2 or 3 different gyms, because back then it wasn't the same kind of coaching that you would get now, or it's like this person's at this gym. It was like, I'm Aaron, and it was like I coach all these places and drive all around. But you know how that like corridor is. It's fairly easy to get around, but
Sure. Yeah.
you know. So I had done that for a long time. Then I started doing more of like gym management, like CrossFit gym management. I just always had a Olympic lifting program. And then, you know, I did the remote thing for a while, and that worked for some clients. But I had a pretty good amount of coaching experience by the time. And then even when we were down here, like, you know, Dr. Pierce wouldn't go to every single meet for us, especially the local ones. So we would coach each other. And we would coach each other against some pretty good competition. So we really we got battle tested fairly early.
So, I mean, you've got, it sounds like a ton of experience then coaching adults. What have you noticed have been maybe the biggest differences in now you primarily coaching, you know, young adults,
Yep.
you know, college age kids, the big differences both from like a individual standpoint and as a group, as a team?
It's a tough one. First of all, I think the biggest challenge for me was like the realization of I'm paid to be a coach, but I'm like separately, but like not how I was when I was working as like a 1099 contractor for a CrossFit gym.
Right.
I don't actually have to make sure that all of my clients are happy all the time. Like the moment that I was like, I pay you to be here, actually. Like this is a privilege. Like, well, I don't want to do that is not an option. Like, and honestly, for a lot of these kids, that's hard too, because they come from Olympic lifting programs that you pay a coach.
Sure.
And like at the end of the day, the coach wants to keep you happy and getting better, but so they keep getting paid. That's the exchange. But that exchange flips when you get to college and someone's giving you a scholarship and opportunities and paying for all this stuff. And it's like, oh, this is different now. That was a big change for me. I definitely do my best to not abuse that.
Sure.
But at the same time, it is a big motivator of like, and I mean, I know you've seen this in the gym. It's like, you know, and I just had a bad day and all that. And it's like, I understand, like, and I have that understanding. And then it's like, and I need you to go squat this now. Because like you gotta, you know, and that's something I think that weightlifting teaches us as human beings is that, Steve, you and I don't get that option,
Right.
right? Like when you're an
Right.
adult, it's like, oh, like I didn't sleep well last night. My kids were up screaming or had to crawl into bed with me, and I still have to go to work, and I
Right.
still have to deal with you kids, and I still have to teach, and I still have to run experiments, and I still have to run the lab, and like all those things don't just stop just because like I had a bad night. Like
Yeah.
it's that's kind of what we're trying to teach in the long run through weightlifting, anyways. Do hard stuff for a long time.
And this is the beginning of the start of year 2. Is that correct for you being
Yep.
down there?
Yep. Well, this is my third or 3.5 years or something like that. But this is the second full year when we like got rid of like the old guard and like brought in the new kids because
Got it.
we wiped everything, waited till everyone graduated, and then just started anew.
Okay. And just in terms of where things are at now, based as compared to a year ago when you were really in the infancy stages of that part,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel like the team has progressed in the past 12 months or so?
Oh, dude, it's been crazy. Like from I mean, this is college sports, right? People get cut, people leave. Like that is a very real consequence, I guess. So with the people that we started with versus the people that we had at the end of the semester versus the people we brought in this semester and that are still here and everything, like this has been. I was just on the phone with one of my lifters, Lily, talking about this. I'm like, this group is so cool because it's like they do their own thing, but it's like cohesive. They like the group can come together and say like, no, this is actually like what we think is best or what we want to do. And like, oh, like, hey, you mentioned we were going to the festival downtown. Like, you're still gonna go because like we want to go like kind of with you and everything. Like, it's just it's and then the group from last year has that like seniority and they have their friends and it's like it's this weird like you can see them all kind of pottling up into their different groups, but everybody's like kind of into it. Like everybody's cool. It's neat, man. I really do like it. It's cute.
One,
It's cute to see kids grow.
and one of the kids that you brought in this year is hometown hero Winter Montgomery. How's she doing down there? She's doing
Great.
all right?
Yeah, she's very opposite of her name. I think she's very spring right now.
Okay.
She's like popping out everywhere. It's funny. She's hilarious. She's constantly recording me as she sees me walk through campus. Like she'll throw out her phone and like, "Oh, you're being a professor now," and I'm like, "Yeah, I got a lot of different hats there, girl." But she's good, man. She has her own friends and her own little group and people she hangs out with and activities. And I get videos, like from their little Snapchat things. Like, look at this chick did last night at 11:30 at night. I'm like, Jesus Christ! All right, like it's awesome. And then lifting wise, like she's been doing great, and she's been asking a lot of good questions because like Kara, her coach, came from this program
Right.
for a while
Right.
as well. So like a lot of the programming has a lot of similarities, but there's some differences. And Winter and I had the conversation of like, she's like, this looks like Kara's program, but we never did it like this. And I'm like, well, now you're a college athlete. So, like that's why it looks different is if you get hurt, like, right, like she doesn't get paid, right?
Right.
If you get hurt, you go to the trainer's room and you get fixed real quick and then you come back. Like it's just like a different mindset.
Sure.
And I mean, she had a rough first week of training. I'll say that because I don't know if you heard the stories, but if anybody in the area wants to ask around about it, I'm sure somebody knows. But
This is a safe space. You can share those stories here.
oh man, Winter went really, really hard into 10-rep back squats. And if anyone here has gone as heavy as possible, you understand what that feels like in back squats. And sometimes there's like consequences to those actions, like, afterwards. And she got to realize some of those. But I think she's better for it. But she's been hitting some heavy weights, man, like really moving well. I mean, lifting wise, dude, it's great. Like we all have our ups and down days, but she's really like kind of attacking it. And I think now when you have people around you that are like the same age, same weight, doing about the same weights, it's like there's this extra little edge. And she's riding into it, man. I'm digging it. It's fun.
Good. Now you mentioned the human performance lab that you're the director of.
Yeah.
what kind of, I mean, I assume it's not just exclusively weightlifting things you're working on. I'm sure it's many other things. Maybe it doesn't have to do with the weightlifting at all, but what are some of the things you're working on there? And are you able to, do you have the opportunity to kind of transfer any of that over to what you guys are doing on the weightlifting side?
Oh yeah, we test the weightlifters like 5 times a year. But we test all the sports. So we do a bunch of comparative analysis testing with like reaction time, vertical jump, peak power output, things like that that we just do for all the sports on campus. That gives us a really cool kind of scientific baseline of what we're looking for from like a coaching staff perspective. Like I can give reports to coaches, hey, like here are the kids that are going to get to their top speed right away, like more of the performance statistics rather than their actual play on the field or on the court or whatever.
Okay.
But it gives them an idea of like, okay, that makes sense why this kid's better at stealing bases than this kid. It just gives them more information. But then we also use that to generate papers, like write studies and things like that. We're building an environmental chamber right now. Previously, we had a temporary one, but we're building it's almost done. Negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit to 170 degrees Fahrenheit will be the range. We'll be able to control humidity and things like that. So, oxygen levels, carbon dioxide, nitrogen. So we're going to do a lot more. We have done firefighter studies with heat stress analysis in the past. We're going to continue to do that, trying to help out firefighters with a lot of issues they have because of rapid heat acquisition and things. And then we have some DoD studies coming down the line. And then once this gets done, we're really gonna, I think, hammer into some cold studies. I want to see what happens to people when they get really, really cold, really, really fast.
Okay.
So it's pretty well documented, but I want to see it more for like practical applications of like climate acquisition and things like that. So.
Okay.
And then we also do like biomechanical studies. So we'll hook like the markers up to the lifters and baseball a lot and soccer. We'll do a lot of that. And then we have a physical therapist group coming in that's going to run some return to play protocols for both soccer and basketball, I believe.
Cool. You mentioned like some of the things you're testing. You know, you can give that data to the baseball coach and explain. You know, okay, here's why this particular person's particularly good at stealing bases or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Are there analytics that you guys are testing that as a weightlifting coach you would see XYZ data and be like, oh, this is informative to, you know, for this person on a weightlifting platform. Like maybe this person has a higher ceiling than maybe we thought before we had these analytics, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. A lot of what I have to recruit is recruited based off of potential. Okay. Because a lot of the kids have only been lifting for like 2, 3, maybe 4 years. So we're talking about in the sport of weightlifting, you know how young that is. Like you don't even actually have your own motor pattern yet. It's fairly like most things are going to be sloppy, especially changes. So we're trying to use like peak power output as a nice big potential. Balance is a good one. Obviously vertical jump. That's always a solid one. There's also like ways that you can measure metrics, like if you're done growing. So you might have like a bean pole of a kid come in, and then you measure all these different things and put it into this chart, and you're like, oh, they're not done. Like this is great. Like this is perfect. Like we thought that they were done growing, but in reality, they might have another estimated 6 to 12 months. So that's important too. So we can get like data from that aspect. But we use it a lot to inform whether or not the program is doing what the program is supposed to be doing. Right. So if you're getting stronger, ideally your force output is going to be larger. Especially in weightlifting, jumping is a very like key metric. Like it's like not the same, but it's the same. Like,
Sure.
So we can get a lot of data on force production from that aspect. Also directionality. So if they're jumping more forward versus vertical versus back, because we have a lot of historic data that we use for that. Typically weightlifters jump straight up and down or a little bit backwards because they're used to a mass being in their anterior position. So they're fighting against that. So the muscles that are able to fire are going to fire them backwards. Sorry, this just turned into a lecture like real fast. It's like I do this every day. But yeah, so those are the kind of the metrics that we look at. Again, balance testing is a big one where we can kind of see like, are you missing it forward and backward for a reason. Is it a balance thing? The ability to like actually feel and the proprioception in the foot. We do reaction time just for fun because weightlifters are typically really bad at visual reaction time. So it's just kind of, it's nice to just like tease them.
If there's a high school kid out there and they're thinking to themselves, I would like to lift in college for LSUS or some other program.
Anyone, please, first of all, please go to school and lift. Like, go to school and lift. If you're going to do anything, go to school and lift. I don't care where it is. I will help you get into any program you want. Well, kid, if you're listening to this and you really want it that bad, call me. I don't care if you want to go to Lindenwood, ETSU, Mars Hill. I don't care. I will help you get in there first.
Well, so what would that, aside from your personal help, which I'm sure they would all appreciate, but like on their own, like what are the things you would recommend kids in high school do to best prepare themselves to be appealing to the college programs that are out there?
Lift weights first. That's an important one. Be a weightlifter. Compete in USAW events. That's a really big one. Don't just do high school or anything like that. Like, when you compete, don't worry about numbers so much. Worry about movement. Coaches like across the board analyze movement far more than they analyze how much weight you're doing. It's nice if you're like in that youth spot, like you've made the totals and all that. Like that's cool. But if you lift like absolute trash, like that's, as you know, a coach's worst nightmare. You're like, all right, we're going to have to take a few steps backward before we go forward. Which is fine, but it's like, it's really good to like show that you're interested in ironing out those technical issues early. And like have good grades. That's a big one. Like definitely like take school seriously. Cause no, I don't know a single coach in the country. And I talked to almost all of them, like college coach that wants a kid that they're like, I just want to lift weights and I'm just here for that. Like I got a couple kids on my team that say that, and I'm like, you shut your mouth right now. Like even if that's what you think, never say that out loud again, because it's not a good look for you, and it's not a good look for anyone. Like lifting, you're not going to get rich lifting weights. Like it's not going to happen. Like you might be able to live comfortably eventually by like coaching and stuff, but like you're not going to be a billionaire. Like that's not why you choose the sport. You choose the sport because you love to grind. You don't mind doing little things hard over a long period of time and just showing up more than everyone else. Like this is a sport for a certain type of people. And we all know that. We all see it at every weightlifting meet that we go to. We see how special we are. We are a different kind of group. It takes something to do 5, 6, 7 meets, and that's what these kids need to be doing. Like show that you're like, you get it, like you understand weightlifting. Like, all right, this is a journey. Like this is going to take a while. Like, we're not going to see benefits for a long time. And that's kind of the best part of it. Long-term investments.
For sure. Absolutely. All right. Before we go, want to
we have to go already?
No. I was saying like I'm setting up the last segment here. I'm trying to be a professional. It doesn't work out most of the time, but I want to get to the really important stuff, the most important thing in everyone's life, and that's social media. You are a big presence on social media, and my favorite part about your presence on social media is the back and forth that you have with DMV weightlifting admin. So what are your favorite positions that she holds that are patently wrong?
Oh, the fact that she's allowed to have an Instagram at all. This isn't even a battle. Like it's a joke. Like AI memes. Are you kidding me? Like this. The one that are patently wrong, probably that Mike Choi is so great. Everyone knows that Mike Choi is horrible. He's like mid at best. I hope this. I hope. All right. I was like, I hope the sarcasm.
All right.
I'm like, Mike's gonna call me after this comes out and be like, bro, come on, man.
We ruined it. We should have both kept straight faces and just let it ride.
Should have just gone old school Glenn Penlay on it and just been like, Mike Choi is the worst person to ever enter weightlifting ever. The fact that he's allowed to wear a blue suit is atrocious. this is terrible for the sport. What was the one question she asked? What do you wear under your singlet?
Yeah.
I remember that distinctly and being like, this is terrible. And then she rage baited something like 2 weeks ago on a meme, and I almost commented, and I was like, "Be better, Aaron." Oh God, I'll find it. I'll repost it or
Please,
something today.
by all means.
But yeah, no, I love our rivalry, mostly because I win all the time, and I'm one person. Like with all these kids around, they don't even help me with the social media. This is all Daddy Aaron.
No one believes that. Literally, no one believes that.
I swear to God, I'm the only one. I no, I'm gonna like toot my own horn here because I tried social media for so many years and hated it, bro. It's all me. They don't actually help me that much. Winter does. Winter's been
Okay,
sending me
you
some
can't
good
say
stuff.
it's all me, except for this one person.
Nah, she sent me the last one we did where I'm real short. But see,
Yeah.
she's trying to put me down. She's a plant for y'all, ain't she? She's a sleeper agent.
Listen, I certainly won't comment on that, and whether it is or is not valid.
Yo, she's cut. She's going home. Winter is gone. It's done. No, I love them. No, I love it. I think social media is like super fun. I think that's how, in all seriousness, like because of the mental wares of weightlifters, like we're all a little mentally not okay for various reasons.
Yeah. Sure.
But I think like the inherent humor in weightlifting is really, really good for humanity. Like I do a lot of rage bait posting, right? So like the one about dropping bars was a big one that got almost 1 million views. The one I just did about deadlifting, not freeing your CNS, that got like 400,000 views. Like no weightlifter like true weightlifter commented on it and was like, "You're the worst." They were just like, I mean, yeah, like it makes sense. It's not really that big of a deal. Like no one really like took it seriously, and they're like, yeah, sometimes, like whatever. But like you could tell, like the people outside of the community, like it drove them nuts.
Right.
That's why the weightlifting community and like the memes we share and the jokes that we do and the cut reels and all that, like that's why we find joy in that, is because we're all a little messed up and insane. Like our group chats are terrible. Weightlifting in general. Like the group chats between any few weightlifters is atrocious. I've seen so many.
It's entirely possible that Abby and I and a couple others are on one such group chat, but the contents of that group chat will never be shared.
Exactly. Like you'll go to jail.
Never be shared.
You'll go to jail. It's fine. You can't say that.
I don't. Abby's too afraid to make this an actual poll comment. But what do you, or poll topic? I mean, what are your thoughts on cleaning with straps?
Absolutely not. Oh my God. Have you not seen the Zach Critch video?
No, dude, I'm 100% with you. Believe me, I am flying this flag as high as I can.
Cleans with straps, bro. People can't even clean without straps without getting their elbows out of the way. And you want to put things on their hand that make it stick to the bar? Is she a clean with straps person?
She's dabbled. I wouldn't say she's like a full on convert, but she at least at one time dabbled.
She probably puts the pad on the bar before she back squats too. Unbelievable.
She is not the biggest proponent in our area of that. I will say, in her defense, I will say that, since she's not here to defend herself.
That's fine. I'll tell her to her face.
Great. Are you speaking of that? Are you going to be in Daytona? Are you going to AO Finals?
Most likely.
Nice. You guys going to have a good contingent for your folks down there?
No. So the at non-university meets, they go back to their regular teams if they wish. They don't have to. But then we'll try to grab like hotel rooms and stuff for that because it's not technically university sanctioned.
Right.
But I'll be going for recruiting purposes. If anyone from LSUS is watching this, I'm definitely going and going to recruit and talk to my friends that have weightlifters.
Yeah. No, recruiting was definitely why I thought you would be there.
Yeah, that's most of the time like what it is. It's a dual job.
Yeah.
Cleaning with straps, bro. Google Zach Critch, Crytch. I think. Have you seen this video?
I've seen it. Yeah,
Okay.
believe me, man. I am not a proponent.
Just watch that and you'll change your whole mind. When you realize that if you have an accident that you can't pull your own pants down to go to the bathroom, you'll rethink a lot of things, man.
Okay, so as someone who is far smarter than me and who studies human performance, one thing that I have heard
I'm talking to
talking to you.
Yeah.
Talking to you. One thing that I've heard people say who are proponents of this is that it assists with mobility. Can you speak to the veracity of that?
Sure. Yeah. You know what else helps with mobility? Like stretching. Like, dude, what? Then put it in a squat rack, put it on your shoulders, and hold it there in the squat rack where it's not going to fall back, pin your elbow down, and break both your wrists. Like, what? Oh my God! Why are we even having this conversation? You know what you know what it does do? You know what straps do? It allows you to not squeeze your hands, and therefore you can let your arms hang looser the way you're supposed to lift weights, and then all of a sudden you can snatch and clean and jerk better with good solid technique. And then what happens? You take the straps off and you have no idea how to do it because you squeeze the bar, your arms bend early, your elbows drop back, and you're like, I don't know why I can't make it. I keep missing it forward. That's why. Cut that. You want to rage bait something? Cut that, Steve.
I will happily. Aaron,
that's gonna be good, actually. Keep this in. Like this actually.
Oh, we're definitely keeping this in for sure.
That was a good one, man. That's
all right. Aaron, here's what we're gonna do if you're open to it.
I am.
And also for recruiting purposes, I'm gonna be in Daytona Beach. I believe Abby will be as well. You want to come on again when we get down there in December? Do like a live show for the three of us?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely. And then Abby and I are gonna face off in the octagon.
Absolutely. I will.
She has to wear straps.
What are the ginormous like inflatable boxing gloves? We're gonna get some of those for you guys and just let you go to town on one another.
I'm ready.
Well, we will preview that duel in a later show, but for now we're gonna get going. Thank you, everybody else. Wow, yikes. Let me try that again. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this week, and we will see you all back here 2 weeks from today. See you.
Later.